Hi everybody, I am Zehra and today I'm going to talk about the chapter 5 of linguistics. Let's get started. And here is my content. Firstly, I'm going to talk about grammatical categories and the subpart of grammatical categories and then determining word classes, and also we are going to examine the subpart of determining word classes. Here is the subpart of grammatical categories. Firstly, we are going to examine number and then gender, person, aspect, case, degree, definiteness, the tense, and mood. Let's investigate all of them deeply. Firstly, number. Singular and plural is number. For example, count, nouns, generally dog, dogs. Demonstrative, personal pronoun, possessive determiner, possessive pronouns, and reflective pronouns are all is number. And when it comes to gender, a system of gender found in many languages is called grammatical gender, masculine, feminine, and neuter genders. Gender is expressed by inflection only in personal pronouns and only in the third person, singular, he, she, it. The ones and the second person forms, I, we, and you, are common gender. When it comes to person, first person, the speaker, person speaking, and the second person, hearer, person spoken to, third person, the person or thing spoken about. Here's an example. Personal pronouns I, you, he, they personal. Possessive determiner my, your, his, their, and person possessive pronouns mine, your, his, theirs. Reflexive pronoun myself, yourself, himself, and themselves. When it comes to case, nominative I, we, you, he, she, it, they. Genitive my, mine, our, his, her, its, their, theirs. And objective me, us, you, him, her, it, them. Common case cat, cats, and man, man. In genitive case cats, cats, mans, mans. And here is the genitive ones. When we come to degree, positive, comparative, and superlative degree, we can talk about them. Positive degree is big, fast, beautiful, and quickly. Comparative, more bigger, faster, more beautiful, and more quickly. In superlative form, we use is form, more biggest, fairest, most beautiful, and most quickly. When it comes to definiteness, definiteness is a thing in the real world denoted by a noun which is noun, familiar, or identified to speaker and hearer, while indefinite denotes a referent which is novel, unfamiliar, or not known. With institution, we can say at school. With means of transportation, we can say by car. With times of day, we can say at noon. With meals, at breakfast. And with illness, have malaria. When it comes to tense, the only tense distinction expressed inflectionally in English is that between present and past. The term non-past is preferred to present. Habit, state, generic statement, proverbial statement, plot summary, information, time statement, future statement, instantaneous commentary, and narration in the present. When it comes to aspect, the so-called compound tenses, the perfect and the progressive. Complete and whole is perfective aspect, incomplete and ongoing is imperfect aspect. For example, a continuous activity, she is swimming. They were cleaning the house when I called a repeated activity. In iterative aspect, he is bouncing the ball. The light was flashing when I entered the house. He is washing the dishes. People will be leaving early. A process leading up to an end point. The child is finishing the puzzle. She was solving the problem when she was interrupted. And when it comes to mood, mood is an indication of the speaker's attitude toward whether a fact or non-fact. The indicative is the mood of fact. It is expressed by the simple and compound tense of the verb. The imperative is one of the two non-fact moods and expresses direct comments. The subjunctive is the other non-fact mood. In present-day English, The subjunctive is expressed by the modal auxiliaries or their phrasal equivalents. For imperative, we can give this example: don't disturb me. And is the subjunctive, we can say he may leave. And finally, when it comes to voice, voice is an indication of whether the subject is performing the action of the verb or being something affected by the action or being acted upon. For example, by be plus the past participle, as in the report was written by the committee, by get plus past participle, as in the criminal got caught by the police. And timeless statement, we can divide it two main parts: content words and inflectional and distributional tests. Let's have a look at them. Content words carry the primary communicative force of an utterance, are open or productive classes, are variable in form, fall into two major parts of speech, including nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and some pronouns. Function words carry less of the communicative force of an utterance, express grammatical meaning, express the terms of grammatical categories, are closed or unproductive classes, are generally invariable in form, fall into the minor parts of the speech: participle, article, demonstrative, and some adverbs and pronouns. And inflection and distributional test. In a distributional test, words that fill the same syntactic slot, that is fit into the same syntactic position and function, are considered to belong to the same class of words. It is a good example to make it clear in your mind. We can say the large book is on the shelf, the green book is on the shelf, the exciting book in the shelf, or the damaged book is on the shelf. These all words fit into the same syntactic position and function, but the other one, the read book, the wild book, very book, these are not appropriate to this sentence. And when it comes to tests applied to various word classes, in an inflectional test, all words that take a particular inflectional suffixes are considered to belong to the same class of words. For example, the bigger book, the biggest book. We can say the hander book, the arrives book. And inflection tests for the category noun include the plural s inflection and the genitive s apostrophe s inflection. Count noun, pencils, dogs, huts, peace, and non-count noun, honeys, rises, abstract noun, existence, friendships, and collective nouns, committees, and herds. When it comes to verb, the category of verb has the greatest number of inflectional tests of all the verb classes. Here is a lots of future of verbs. Let's have a look at them. The present participle ing, which attached to all verbs. The past tense ed, which attached to weak verbs but not the strong verbs or to other irregular verbs. The past participle ed, which likewise attached to weak but not strong verbs. And adverbs, the category of adverb is rather difficult to differentiate. A small number of what are traditionally recognized as adverbs take the cooperative inflectional endings er and ist, but most are uninflected. In this example, we can say surprisingly Maria completed the work, and we can also say Maria surprisingly completed the work, and also we can say Maria completed the work surprisingly. And when it comes to recategorization, recategorization can occur both within a class or between classes. For example, the subcategories of a noun can be shifted in the following ways: from abstract to concrete, beauty equate a horse, or a yacht equate a boat. From mass to count, wines, milks, difficulties, hairs. From count to mass, a taste of garlic, smell of lilac. From proper Common, the Susans I know, the woman named Susan whom I know. And a major difficulty for word classification is that the same word can often belong to different parts of speech. The word pronoun, for example, can function as a noun, an adjective, a verb, a preposition, and perhaps even an adverb. Here's an example. We can say as a noun a round of parties, and as an adjective we can say a round table. As a verb we can say round of the figures. As a proper preposition we can say come round the corner. And finally, as an adverb we can say come round with some fresh air. That was my presentation. Thank you for listening.